Okay, בשם השם נעשה ונצליח, ברוכים הבאים. As always, we'll try to start with some hashkafa of Shabbat. It says in Zohar HaKadosh, Man de yativ behilula de malka, a person that's sitting in the feast of the king, la yitchazel mishpak le malka, it wouldn't be proper for the person to let the king go, v'yitasak ba'achora, and to do other things. That's Zohar. It says, and if a person is careful to keep the first half of the pasuk, that is careful with looking for his own needs and speaking whatever he wants to speak, then you have the end of the pasuk that says, then you will enjoy upon Hashem. And it says, Shomer Shabbat mechalelo, a person that guards Shabbat, doesn't allow the Shabbat to become unholy, to become chol, right? And then the Chachamim make a derasha that al tikre mechalelo ela machul lo, a person that is very careful with as far as like Kiddusha of Shabbat, as far as like the beauty of Shabbat, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mochel their avonot. And that's why, Shalom. And that's why on the Seudah of Shabbat, you have to be very careful. That's like the most important time that a person should be careful from speaking, from engaging in just, mundane talk, because usually the way these things work, once you start, one topic brings another topic, and one topic brings another topic. Then you look at your watch. Oh, no, it's late. We didn't even get to sing. And then you sing some songs with the Yachad, and then Birkat Hamazon. Let's go. We gotta go to sleep. Chas v'shalom. But when it was time for schmoozing and things that are not really related, then the person has time. And as we said, and children, as we know, they just follow the path of their parents, and they want to be friends with them. They want to talk to them. They want to connect with them. Especially if you kept that connection from the beginning, they will continue it. And especially when you're sitting at a meal, it could be any meal, anytime. Now, Shabbat Kodesh, there is a special Kiddusha, Baruch Hashem, in all of our households, and that is the most opportune time, the best opportunity for the parents, for the elders, to make this family meeting into something extraordinary, something very powerful, something that you could totally take control of the meal by singing the Shabbat songs properly, by having good talks, and that's why we call him matov u'manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Such stance, such event gives a lot of strength to the person. On the other hand, chas v'shalom, a person wastes time talking about different things, and then they can't wait until it's over because they want to go through a pound of garinim, as they say in Israel. They have sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds. Makol mikol kol. You gotta go through that. Gotta read do their things. And where's Shabbat? Where's Shabbat? When a person gets dragged into these things, everything changes, right? Everything changes, and the whole aura, the whole surah, the whole picture of Shabbat changes. And and if a person tries to bring in a little bit, some stories, some things about Shabbat, some even Halachot of Shabbat, to say on the table, that really, really, really brings a person elevates our table, our Shabbat table, to a totally different level. Okay. Last week we finished an important segment which had to do with the tefillot of Shabbat, and we said that the tefillot of Shabbat, they have this power. They have the power to bring that Kiddusha into Shabbat, although ladies are not obligated to say all the tefillot of Shabbat, but if they can, we said certainly should try to say these tefillot, because these tefillot do bring the atmosphere and the Kiddusha of Shabbat onto us. We're moving to the table of Shabbat. Number one, we'll go to the Zohar again. The Zohar Kadosh in Chelek Gimel brings down that the person should prepare and set up for the honor of Shabbat a good place, a beautiful place for their table. because just like you prepare a chuppah for Chatan and Kala, he says because Shabbat is the Malka, Shabbat is the queen, Shabbat is the Kala, is the bride. So that's why a person must try to set up the Shabbat table as beautiful as possible, and to set it up in a most comfortable and beautiful, maybe lit up place. Like as much as they can, they should make the not just the table but everything around it beautiful as befitting the queen. That's why also a person should try to have a special set of everything, like silverware and plates and serving dishes, whatever they can, especially for Shabbat. Right? Imagine bringing weekday plates for Shabbat. That would be disrespectful. Some people, they don't have a whole set, so they they bring in something from a different set. That again, we're not talking about the kavod of Shabbat. And therefore, a person should definitely try to do the best we can. It says in Gemara Masechet Shabbat, this is Daf Kuf Yutet, Masechet Shabbat 119, is a very interesting daf. It's a full daf, both sides, page of Gemara, and there's a lot of things about the kavod of Shabbat on this page, and amongst other things. So it says over there, different chachamim would do different things to prepare for Shabbat. One of the chachamim, his name was Rabbi Nachman. Rabbi Nachman, he was the son-in-law of the Rish Galuta, he was an extremely important personality in the time of the Gemara, and he himself would take out all the weekday vessels and utensils and everything, put them away, and bring in all the Shabbat things. He would do it himself. And he says, if Rav Ami and Rav Asi, who were the greatest chachamim in Eretz Yisrael, if they were coming to my house, I wouldn't set up the best plates, to them, like, the Gadol Ador. And Shabbat is coming, and there's definitely no less, I would bring my best set of plates and everything out. However, this is not to say that if, let's say, the mother of the house just gives birth, or is not feeling well, because of that we're going to say, no, Shabbat, you have to give the best. You can't do it. Then what should we do? We should buy these, they have these China lookalike plates that they have now. It's gorgeous. And you buy, the plastic silverware that look like silver, actually. And these also look beautiful. When you got to do what you got to do, then you do what you got to do. Of course, in these instances, like, still a person should try as much as they can to beautify it for the kavod of Shabbat. When is the best time to set up the table? So it's brought down, the poskim bring down that it's the best thing not to wait until the last minute. Imagine queen is coming to your house, right? Of course, there's a lot of preparations way before the queen arrives, like, to clean up the house, to set up everything, to make sure everything is proper and good. We should do the same thing before Shabbat, right? We should have the table set up way before Shabbat. Like, there's many stories with the Chavetz Chaim that B'ezrat Hashem next time there's this amazing story where Rabbi Kaplan tells over. We'll recite that story, but many stories, segulot, the Chavetz Chaim gave, like, that your Shabbat table should be ready before Chatzot, before midday on Friday, as early as possible. I remember Pesach Ron one time said, like, Friday morning already the table is set up. And if you heard that story, like, he has also a few stories with it. But at the end of the day, like, the earlier the person has it set up, it shows that, I can't wait for Shabbat. Besides, generally, if a person waits in the last minute, you tend to forget something, go into too much pressure, and it would be unsettling. Like, you come home, or the mother or everyone, like, they come home, things are not ready. It dampens the mood somehow. At the end of the day, it's brought down in Halachot that a person comes home should come home in a good mood. Meaning, even if he sees that the table is not set up, even if he sees like things aren't in order, so what? It's not a reason, chas v'shalom, to be upset. Roll up your sleeves and help out. That's for sure what a person should do. Ben Ish Chai says that as soon as a person comes home, first thing he should say is Shabbat Shalom. right? This words are what make Shabbat, right? If a person comes in home like in a bad mood, that sets the mode for the rest of Shabbat, and that's not good. First thing that a person should do is say with a good mood and say Shabbat Shalom, and a lot of people they make this mistake. In shul, they hang around, and they schmooze after Arvit. The halacha is that a person should right away after Arvit come home and say Kiddush. Because what's Kiddush? Kiddush is I am sanctifying Shabbat. I am announcing that it's Shabbat. Shabbat is coming. That's what Kiddush is. So if they delay it to do it later, that shows they're not so excited about it. Right? So they stand and schmooze with their buddies, with their friends for an hour. And then they come home, oh, I'm so tired. I was standing outside the shul schmoozing, and they keep pushing Kiddush off. That's not proper. That is not good. Even so, again on the same page in the Gemara, one of the Chachamim, he would, after the tefillah, he would see the other Chachamim, his Talmidim, his students, they were talking. What were they talking? They're saying Divrei Torah to one another. He says, I beg of you, don't be Mechalel Shabbat. Go. What does that mean? Rashi says, because they were talking, they were delaying Kiddush. And he calls this being Mechalel Shabbat. He says, B'matuta minaychu, I beg of you, right? La tachalelune. Do not be Mechalel Shabbat. And Rashi, right there explains, he will go around, tell them, please go. Yes?
This doesn't apply to Shabbat afternoon.
No, we're talking about beginning of Shabbat. We're talking about beginning of Shabbat, you want to make Kiddush Friday night to announce the coming of Shabbat. And that should be as quick, as early as possible, that we can do it when it's possible. That's very important, that a person should remember to do that. Sometimes, you see a friend that you haven't seen in a long time. You say, hi, missed you, haven't seen you in ages, bye. If that could work. With guys, it could work. With ladies, I'm not sure. But at any rate, that would be the best and the most proper thing to do. There is a extreme importance for a person to kiss their parents' hand and get a bracha from them, and especially there is a special thing about it on Shabbat. According to Kabbalah, most important is to kiss the mother's hand. According to Kabbalah, very important, Al-Pi Hasod, that one should kiss their mother's hand. That's everyone knows. Rabbi Arya Kadosh will go out of his way Friday night, go kiss his mother's hand, and then go home.
Not
Mother.
Not mother.
I didn't hear that one. Unless you know something I don't.
No.
You should go wash kiss her hand.
No, I mean, I could kiss my mother-in-law hand
You could, for sure.
and ask for bracha.
The Torah says, Kabed et avicha ve'et imecha. The word et is extra. It doesn't have to write et. You should say, Kabed avicha ve'imecha. But it says two ets. One is for in-laws and one is for older brother and sister. So, the Torah is telling us we have to have kavod for our in-laws. For sure, to kiss the hands.
Older brother and sister, I think that's...
Yeah. Also, older brother and sister, you have to give them kavod. You have to give them respect.
Let's say if my sister is not at home because my mom's not alive. Let's say my sister could kiss my hand and I give her bracha.
You could, yeah. That's not here, but for sure, she has an obligation to give you kavod. Okay. I don't know how you're gonna pull that off, but okay.
I don't mind.
There's a reason behind it why there's
I don't know.
To kiss for your mother's hand.
That I don't know. It's Ati Kabbalah, it's Sifrei Kabbalah. Many of them bring it down. There's a crazy story. Rav Yeshua Basis. He was the chief rabbi of Tunisia. And rain or shine, after tefillah, he would go home to kiss his mother's hand Friday night. One Friday night, it was in the winter, dead of the winter. When did they finish Arvit? 5 o'clock in the afternoon already, and it was raining and windy. He holds his turban on his head and he goes fast to his mother's house. This is the chief rabbi of Tunisia, Rav Yeshua Basis. And he goes there. he's trying to hear inside. Usually there's a commotion, setting up the tables. He doesn't hear anything. He says, "Oh, my mother must be resting. I'm not gonna. If I open the door, she's gonna wake up." And he waits in the rain and in the wind outside in the yard. He waits. And he's drained until he hears his mother walking. Then he goes in and says, "Shabbat Shalom." He's drenched to go and kiss his mother's hand, get a baracha, and then goes home.
But now you contradict it.
How?
I suppose you have to go right away to home and then
This is definitely part of it. This is for sure part of this, the whole ordeal. However, the poskim bring down, Rav Ovadia says, this whole thing should not be at the expense of your whole household waiting. You know, they're all waiting, like, you know, okay, he went to kiss his mother's hand. You know, obviously not, for sure not. If you do that, then you know, a person pushes that up. For sure, this shouldn't be at that expense that a person should do it. There were other Chacham. Rav Chaim Palaji writes. Rav Chaim Palaji was he was the Chacham Bashi of the whole Ottoman Empire. Rabbi Chaim Palaji. He writes that with this baracha that the parents give to their children on Friday night, with that you are mevatel, you're nullifying. If during the week there is any time that you are upset at any of your children, when you give them a baracha, that's mevatel, that you know, chas v'shalom, if a person's parents are a little bit upset at them, this hangs on them. It's a horrible thing. And when the parents give that baracha, any of those little things that we have throughout the week goes away. That's what Rav Chaim Palaji writes. Yes.
I always thought that your baracha was only for the dad. I know the mom is
Parents, for sure. Parents. We're gonna see
Can use our own words, right?
anything
It
you want to
doesn't
see.
have to be
Correct.
Can
Anything.
we not kiss, just give a bracha?
Who, the parents shouldn't kiss their children, or the children?
The
The children should kiss the hand of the parents.
They must, or
It's a very good thing to do. It's brought down. I mean, like, it's not like, you know, they didn't make it up. This has been going on generations and generations. To kiss the hand of the parents or a chacham, it's a big deal.
families live far away, out of the close distance, not as far as that they don't get together on Shabbat.
Right.
Is it such a thing to actually to make a point to see them on Friday afternoon or on Thursday day and kiss their hand and as if that they're doing it on Friday night?
Well, it's not as
They
a
live in a place and not everybody's close.
True.
Relatives are very far away and they don't get together, especially if they have sons, they're not always on the mother-in-law's invite. So you know what I'm saying? So how is that in the same category that you could see them on Friday afternoon or Thursday night?
it's not the same. It's not definitely not the same. If they're not here,
lose that bracha, then they could really
right,
have such a great
right. But for sure, like, you know, it's definitely, like, you know, the befitting that the parents, you know, should give them a bracha on Friday or on Thursday, whatever they can, whenever they can. You know, it's definitely better than nothing. But everything that we're talking about is the beginning of Shabbat. You are in a different realm when Shabbat begins. So therefore, the beracha works. The Chacham Tzvi brings that the children, they don't have the ability, little younger children, they don't have the ability to bring the Kedusha of Shabbat upon themselves. And one of the only ways that it could be done, it could be by their parents. When they're giving them this beracha, so that beracha of Shabbat, on Shabbat, it comes down to them. His explanation only goes for Ketanim, children below Bar Mitzvah, but then he also writes that for sure a person above Bar Mitzvah should definitely get the beracha from his parents. For sure. He writes that. Chacham Tzvi writes this.
is it serious if I give my son the bracha?
You could give him a beracha, but I don't know how, you know, just hold your hand in the air. That would be without touching, yes.
And then what you said is applies to the grandparents. Let's say if my mother dies home, my kids should go kiss their hand and ask for bracha.
This doesn't apply. This is only for parents, but for sure it's worth it. Why not? Free beracha. And also, remember, at the same time, you're giving them kavod. You know, a person going over to someone older and asking them for a beracha, you're giving them kavod. That's another added point. But as far as this whole thing that we're talking about, it's regarding the parents. Okay.
I mean, someone who, like, a mother that goes to a son-in-law giving bracha is a couple for him, I feel.
If the son-in-law feels, if the son-in-law feels good about it, then yeah. Otherwise, you know, you have to see. You know, it depends on on the makeup of the family. Sometimes someone would be happy to get a bracha from her mother-in-law, believe it or not. It
Not
happens.
from a mother-in-law.
Yeah,
It happens. It happens sometimes.
My own experience, like, it's very comfortable to have to.
No, they don't. If it's going to be an uncomfortable state, and we're not looking for that. We're looking for to create, that comfortable level. Yeah, it depends. It really depends on the makeup of the family. Chazal say on that same page in Gemara Shabbat that when a person comes home and everything is beautiful and everyone is happy, one malach, which is an evil malach, one malach, which is a good malach, are accompanying him. And when he comes home, everything is beautiful and he says with a good mood, he says Shabbat Shalom. The good malach puts his hand on his head and says, Yehi Ratzon, sheteheh leShabbat acheret kach. May it be the will of Hashem that next Shabbat it should be the same thing. And the evil malach, against his own will, he says Amen. And if chas v'shalom, the person is in a bad mood, he comes home, he's all upset, the evil malach says, may it be like this the next Shabbat, and the good malach, against his will, he has to say Amen. And okay, so that's gives us a little more push to all be in a good mood. Now, there is a very old song, not very old, that we say Friday night, Shalom Aleichem, right? This cannot be more than 400 years, 400 or 500 years. Shalom Aleichem. And everyone has different customs to say it, not to say it, how to say it, stand up, sit down, dance, I don't know. They have so many different ways of saying it. Sephardim say Shalom Aleichem, then Boachem LeShalom, then Baruchoni LeShalom, then Beshivtechem LeShalom, then Besedchem LeShalom. 3 times each to strengthen it. Some only say it once. Ashkenazim don't say Beshivtechem LeShalom. Some people don't say Beshivtechem LeShalom. They say, Rav Sharabi says, if the person has Shalom Bayit issues, for sure, skip Besedchem LeShalom. Skip that last part. Have the Malachim stay so that you will create Shalom in the house. He says the Segula. That's from Rav Mordechai Sharabi. Zecher Tzaddik Livracha. It's many different. It's all customs, right? I know many households that they sit through the whole thing. I know many households that they stand. It all depends on these things. And really, it's not a halacha. You don't want to say it. You're too hungry. Just jump to kiddush, right? Just jump to kiddush. Kids are very hungry. What are you going to do? Make them suffer and torture them? No, you have to sit down. You have to do this. No, just jump to kiddush. Chavetz Chaim was known, he would skip everything when he knew he had guests. Otherwise, he had a whole long thing to say. But it is what it is. We have to be aware of the situation. Sometimes they want to drag it. When the people are hungry and tired, that's not the time. The person has to use his judgment and to do it properly. Sephardim, the custom is, there's a question about do you say Melech Malchei HaMelachim, do we say Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim? This already goes into a different argument. What does this mean? That means we're getting a bracha from the King of all kings, or we're just mentioning your Malachim are here, right? And above all is Melech Malchei HaMelachim. We're not saying Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim. Most Sephardi old Sidurim, they have Melech Malchei HaMelachim. They don't say Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim. Most Ashkenazi Sidurim, they write Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim. But again, whatever you're used to, just continue. It doesn't really, to be said, it's just a minhag, it's a custom. Whatever works, just do it in a good mood. After that, we say the Mizmor, the last chapter in Sefer Mishlei, Eshet Chayil Me'imtza. As you all know, it's in order of alphabet, right? Aleph Bet. And this again, Poskim bring down that a person should sing it in a very nice tone, nice tune. First of all, he's talking about Eshet Chayil Me'imtza. He's talking about Shabbat, the Kiddush of Shabbat. And then, of course, and obviously, he's talking about the mother of the house. And we're appreciating the mother, how much she worked so hard, how she did everything. It's a praise for the mother. Again, the emphasis is the mother. Just like the kissing hand goes on the mother, so to this Mizmor, this whole Mizmor in the Sefer Mishlei is alluding to the mother of the house. Very important to be careful with it. After that, then he goes into Kabbalah. Ari HaKadosh wrote a poem, and you see his name, Ani Shlomo ben Yitzchak, Shlomo Luria, so sorry, Ani Yitzchak Luria ben Shlomo. That's the first letters of his name are in this song. It's a Kabbalistic song. Many households have a custom to say it. Remember, these things, if it drags, then skip it, right? We say it at home, ever since we were little kids, and if I have guests and I see these guys, there's just no idea. Either we skip it or just we run through it real fast, and that's it. But Azamer Bishvachim. It's a whole song. It's like you could after Kiddush, after Hamotzi even. I've been to houses where I was a guest, and they don't know these things, and they make Kiddush and move forward. So afterwards, like after Hamotzi, I said it for myself. You could go through Shabbat without saying it, but really, 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 at the end of the day, if you see people are tired, then skip it for sure. Okay, Kiddush. There is a mitzvah from the Torah to sanctify Shabbat as Shabbat enters. Right? How do we know this? Because the Torah commands, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekadisho. You need to remember. Zachor also means to say. So we need to call out, right, that Shabbat is coming, to trumpet that Shabbat is coming. And being that it's so important, such an important announcement, we do it on a cup of wine. Just like anything else important we do it on a cup of wine. So to here, we do it, we say this baracha, we make this announcement of Shabbat on a cup of wine. Now, because it's such an important thing, that's why they said it is asur for a person to eat or drink anything before they make Kiddush. Can't even drink water before making Kiddush. You remember, we discussed, before Shekiah, even if you lit candles, you could. Right after Shekiah, until during Tzedek Kochavim, also we said, you know what, we could be lenient. But once it's Tzedek Kochavim, once the stars come out, from that time, you already have an obligation to make Kiddush. Once you have an obligation to make Kiddush, then a person cannot eat or drink anything before. What if you're very thirsty? Or a pregnant woman? What should you do? Make Kiddush. Make Kiddush and then drink, right? Yeah, of course, 100%.
But this doesn't apply for, sorry, I know it's not part of it, but this doesn't apply for Shabbat morning.
Shabbat morning, we're going to get to it. It is a totally different thing. That's not the same idea. Shabbat morning is not the same idea. There's no mitzvah like Friday night. Friday night, you're entering Shabbat. You want to pronounce Shabbat. You want to announce Shabbat. That's why we have the Kiddush. Shabbat morning is already Shabbat. And that's only one baracha per gefen. But that is called Kiddush Rabbah for a different reason. We're going to get to that. Let's stick to Friday night. Friday night, Shabbat morning, again, the same thing. You could really make Kiddush. It's not a big deal. But Friday night, you're hungry, you're thirsty, or, even kids, they're hungry, right? I don't mean little kids, like, 4 or 5 year old kids. 6, 7 year old kids and up, they're already smart. They understand. It's a couple of Shabbat. We should train them. We should discipline them and tell them do not eat before Kiddush, right? But if they have a hard time, then you let them eat. Tell them, usually you should make Kiddush before you eat. But it's okay. You're a little kid. I'll let you. Again, some people have in their sidurim. I'm telling you have pages in your sidur before Kiddush. Some people have a custom. They say L'Shem Yichud. It's beautiful. It's very nice to say. But it's going to be timely. I've been to someone's house. I'm telling you, at least a half hour from the time we sat around the table, they went totally like Kabbalistic. They go around the table with the Hadassim and the whole shebang. Yes. And everything. I'm like sitting, oh my gosh, give me the food. They do it. And it takes a while. And then, okay, he read everything. In his Sidur, he had a whole long L'Shem Yichud Kuchav. Okay, it is what it is. I lost my appetite. But that's it, L'Shem Yichud. It's fine. If a person sees that, it's fitting, it's good, they could do it, then perfect. Ladies have the same obligation as men when it comes to Kiddush of Friday night. right? The same exact obligation. Even though Kiddush is of Friday night is a time-bound mitzvah. You can't make Kiddush Tuesday night, can you? You can only make it Friday night. So what happened? Shabbat is different because Shabbat you have mitzvot aseh. This that we're saying it's time bound is only for mitzvot aseh, positive commandments. But any negative commandment, ladies are as obligated to perform as men. So on that there is no leniency, like women. Oh, it's a mitzvot aseh, you're a lota aseh, you're a woman, you don't have to do. Women are as much obligated to perform mitzvot lota aseh as much as men. Shabbat has mitzvot aseh and mitzvot lota aseh. Therefore, ladies are as much obligated in the mitzvot aseh, positive commands of Shabbat, as men. So when it comes to Kiddush, they have as much obligation to make Kiddush as their husbands. Children, before Bar Mitzvah, there is a mitzvah to be mechanech them, to train them from whenever they could understand. 5 years old, 6 years old, they understand what's going on. We have an obligation to teach them to listen to Kiddush, and we'll tell them, listen, we're gonna make Kiddush now, don't talk, and listen up. Now that we set that up, what if the father is away on a trip, a business trip, whatever it is, he's not home? Who should make Kiddush?
It depends how old is the kids, right?
The mother should make Kiddush.
But if they have a boy is after Bar Mitzvah,
Still, the mother of the house is the one that should make Kiddush. However, if she wants to ask her older boy who is already above Bar Mitzvah to make Kiddush, she could, to make him feel good. Oh, you're the man of the house, whatever. That is perfectly fine. They could do that. But if the child is not Bar Mitzvah, right, being that he doesn't have an obligation to perform the Mitzvah of Kiddush, a person who doesn't have an obligation to perform a Mitzvah cannot be motzi, cannot perform the Mitzvah for other people. They don't have an obligation. So, Baruch Hashem, her oldest boy is in 8th grade, and but he's not Bar Mitzvah yet, but he could read perfect and beautiful. He is a Chazan. Whoa, amazing. Cannot make Kiddush for them, right? What if the mother cannot read, doesn't know how to read? So what do we do in this case? Mother cannot read, and the children are not Bar Mitzvah yet. What do? One of the children will say Kiddush, mother will repeat word by word, and that's how they do the mitzvah of Kiddush. Okay? So the mother will be the one saying it, but she's just repeating after her child, and that's how it works. An interesting halakha comes up. You have a boy that Shabbat is his birthday, and on Shabbat he's gonna become a Bar Mitzvah boy. You could ask him to say Kiddush for everyone. Right? This boy, 13-year-old boy, Baruch Hashem, he makes Kiddush for everyone, and that's beautiful. Now, what if this boy, today, let's say it's a summer, and they're praying, they want to pray early. So on Friday, this boy is not yet Bar Mitzvah, he's becoming Bar Mitzvah Friday night. So now what do? We're going to say, okay, let's wait until it's night. I want to give the Chatan Bar Mitzvah to make Kiddush. But all the other kids are saying, Boro, Baba, I don't wait for them. We're hungry, wait for him until it's night so he could make Kiddush. What do? Make Kiddush. It's okay, let him make Kiddush when it's night. Then he's doing it when he's actually obligated to do the mitzvot. Don't have him be Yotzei with your Kiddush before night. Let him make Kiddush when he's a real man. And then, Baruch Hashem, the same thing with the girl. Girl is 12 years old. Her birthday is on Shabbat. So let her make Kiddush after dark for herself. If you can't wait. If you could wait, good, let her join you, be part of the Kiddush. Otherwise, let her make Kiddush when she's actually obligated. In an hour, she'll be totally and absolutely obligated to do this mitzvah. Allow her to make her own Kiddush, pour her a cup of wine or grape juice, underage, grape juice, and let her make Kiddush. A person, Bar Minan, is blind. Do they have an obligation to make Kiddush? 100%. They have an obligation to make Kiddush, and they have an obligation to be motzi. They could be motzi other people for Kiddush. Okay? What if a person fell asleep? They went on a trip to Israel, came back on Thursday, came back on Friday morning, whatever the case, and they said, okay, you got ready for Shabbat and everything, and boom, everybody fell asleep. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they fell asleep. Next thing they know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, Shabbat morning, or it's already day. What should they do?
Say Kiddush.
Right? They have to say Kiddush during the day. The Kiddush of Friday night, right? The whole thing, right? So now it depends. If they're very hungry, just make Kiddush and eat, right? And if they're not so hungry, for whatever reason, somehow they're not so hungry, and they could wait until they want to eat the Seudah, then just make Kiddush regular, like Friday night, make Kiddush, you don't have to drink the whole cup. But if you're only making Kiddush, this is the difference. If you're only making Kiddush, and you just want to have some cake or whatever it is, then you must drink a whole revi'it of the Kiddush, because this needs to be Kiddush Mukom Seudah. We're going to explain later what exactly that constitutes, but for now, let's suffice it to say that this person, and if throughout the day he remembered, oh my gosh, I didn't make Kiddush yesterday, make Kiddush during the day. You have the whole Shabbat day to make Kiddush.
Kiddush of the night.
Kiddush of the night. That means the bracha. ברוך אתה השם אלוהינו העולם בורא פני גפן, ברוך אתה השם אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו וסוטה ולסבנו ושבת קודשו באהבו לעולם, ברוך אתה השם מקדש השבת.
And then she makes the Kiddush of the morning again also.
Then no need.
Few hours.
This is it.
So the most important one is the night.
Not the most important. The day has its own importance, but here you're saying it basically.
So
You make
skip the morning.
Yeah, missed out on that. Well, the morning is included in this.
So what you say, if someone did not make any Kiddush on Friday night, they should make a Kiddush.
They have to, yes, they're the obligation
And the next day.
to pronounce Shabbat. That Shabbat is here, yeah, for sure. And throughout the day, you have time. You have time to make this Kiddush throughout the day.
This is if only you don't say Kiddush at Shabbat in the night.
Correct.
Right, but if at Friday night you don't want to say the Hamad say, it's applying in the same thing we have to whole cup of grapes and McDonald's.
Correct. No, well, there you have to have the whole cup. Very good. Very good point. Then you need to drink a revi'it. Normally, when you make Kiddush and you're going to have a Seudah, you need to drink a little bit more than half a revi'it. That is 1.6 ounces, right? But if you are not gonna make hamotzi right now, you just want to have just a kiddush, then you should drink a full revi'it, right? In that one, you don't make a bracha achrona. Here, you make a bracha achrona because you drank a full revi'it, 3 ounces of the wine. Then you make it after bracha. Okay, that's the difference. Over there, if you drink only rov revi'it, that means a little bit above half of the revi'it, 1.6, even not even 1.6. What am I saying? 1.5 and a little bit more. Then you don't make a bracha achrona that way.
You must. We have to. Let's say if let's say my son, he has to go to his Rebbe house, and we don't know if the Rebbe gonna say Kiddush Shabbat morning or something, and then he's in rush. Let's say if my husband is saying the Kiddush for him, he has to have the full cup and then say mezanot.
No, then he doesn't have to. If he's not the one making kiddush, all he has to do is he needs to eat enough mezonot so that he did perform the mitzvah of kiddush in a place of a seudah. All he has to eat is 1 kazait of cake or whatever, and then make a bracha achrona and run. Then
and
he
then
is.
again saying bracha, and then again he's saying kiddush. Let's say if my son has to leave earlier and we have a guest coming over later on,
Right.
and then my husband has to say kiddush again.
If they know how to make kiddush themselves, let them make kiddush themselves. If not, if they don't know how to make kiddush, he could and should make kiddush for them again. Right? We'll see more of that later when it comes to the halachot of kiddush. When it comes to that, a little bit more practical things. What kind of cup can we use for kiddush? The best is to find a nice, beautiful cup. It could be made out of gold, silver, whatever it is, something really nice. That's the best thing. But halachically, any cup is good. Even if it's a paper cup, but it's a thick paper cup, not one of these flimsy paper cups that could barely hold any liquid in. A good paper cup or a plastic cup or clay, whatever other type of cup it is, that is fine. If it's a glass cup or even clay, we should be very careful that it should not be chipped, right? If it's chipped, then you don't have a kos shalem. It's not a complete cup. Then we have an issue. How big can this cup be? This cup should be able to hold a revi'it, right? Shot glasses, some of them are 1 ounce cups, some of them are 2 ounces. Neither of those are kosher for kiddush. Even if you're going to drink 4 or 5, 6 of them, doesn't matter. the cup itself should be able to hold at least 3 ounces. Okay, sometimes the 99-cent store brings these cups, and they're a great deal, and you want to buy it for Pesach, let's say, for the guests. Oh, Baruch Hashem, I have guests. Measure them. You need to make sure that they're a cup, considered a cup. If it doesn't hold 3 ounces, it is not halachically considered a cup, and that's what we need to make sure that it could 80 milligrams. It should be able to hold 80 milligrams. Then that's perfect, right? We should be a little bit more, because what if some of it spills? You don't want to have exact, because if some of it spills, then you don't have enough. Now, do you have to drink the whole cup? As we mentioned, you don't have to drink the whole 80 milligrams. You could drink 41 milligrams, which is about a little bit more than 1.5 ounces, and that's the best. Now, again, the cup has to be should not be chipped. Should be a good cup. If there is a dent, it's okay halachically. However, it's not covered for the beracha that we should have a cup. What's going on? What is this? You can get it fixed and clean and good, and therefore thing. Now, if a cup has the stem, right? This stem is chipped. Part of it is chipped. Baruch Hashem, kids, they're playing. During the play, they take this cup, they throw it at each other. It happens. Now, it got chipped, or it got bent, or it got something. What about that cup? Is that cup good to use? Yes, because the cup itself is good. It's just the stem got a little beat up. That is fine. Halachically, let's go Kabbalistically. Kabbalistically, it's no. Let's go halachically. According to halacha, we should wash the cup inside and out before making kiddush. That's only if it's dirty. If it's clean, you don't have to. That's halachically. According to Kabbalah, though, it's better, even if it's clean, to wash it inside and out.
So the
Rechitza and hadacha, it's called. No. Rechitza and hadacha. Just wash the inside, wash the outside, and this is according to Kabbalah. Halachically, your cup is clean, beautiful. You washed it, you put it in the closet. There's no problem with it. If you want to just follow dry halacha, it's fine. Pour kiddush and yallah. But according to Kabbalah, you should wash it inside and out.
What is this that you fill it up 3 times and you
We're doing it for years.
You're doing it for Pesach, maybe.
No, we do it. We
Really?
Shabbat night, not for the day. Kiddush of the night, you have to do the and
Every single
I remember as a little kid in Iran, we were the kids that were in charge of washing the cup every Friday night. No one ever told us that.
Even my kids did it.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
So we don't have
I
to
don't know, I didn't, but I think they learn it. This is something we always do. Everyone in the family does it now.
Okay. I don't know. You learn something new every day. I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll check into it, but I haven't seen. The Ben Ish Chai does not say it. If anyone, the Ben Ish Chai would say that, he doesn't say it. So we'll check. But is it? Yes, sure.
There's